Christmas must be fully underway because parts of the UK woke up to snow this morning as overnight temperatures plummeted to nearly -10 degrees. So make sure you remember your hat, your scarf and your gloves because the freezing conditions are set to continue into the weekend with warnings in place for yet more snow and ice. Joining us live from Aberdeenshire is journalist Davy Shanks and also TalkTV's weather presenter Joe Wheeler. Let's talk to Davy first because he is out in the freezing cold. Give us a description of just how perishing it is there.
Well, gloves and a scarf, Vanessa, and no hat this evening so far, because it's just -2 so far, so maybe we'll consider the hat later on. Inland in Bramar, often one of the coldest places in the UK, unofficial weather stations are hitting about -11 in the last hour, so already getting extremely cold in this part of the world. And I'm sure we'll hear there are weather warnings that have come in place from 5 o'clock this evening, covering the north of the Highlands and Orkney, west of Scotland, Glasgow, and the whole of the east coast of England, from Northumberland right down to the south of London as well, warning of extreme conditions to come. Getting below -10, obviously extremely cold. Now, these weather warnings aren't necessarily always something to panic over or worry over. We're all a bit weather warning weary by this time in the season. But it essentially means that we just need to take a bit of notice of the conditions to come. You know, maybe don't take that unnecessary trip you might be planning this evening, or just watch when you're walking around. But of course, when the temperatures are this low and energy prices are this high, you know, just the cost of putting your heating on to get through a snap this cold might be a real worry for some people. But I suppose on a slightly cheerier note, when the weather gets really, really cold in Scotland, we can all get cosy, pop online, and you can actually track the community-named gritters that go about Scotland, which are all named things like Penelope Gritstop, Snowy Tribbiani, and of course, Basil Salty. All hard at work this evening.
I'm glad you're putting a hilarious topspin on this, but all I can really focus on is your lack of a hat. I can't bear it. Honestly, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother. For goodness sake, I'll have to knit you a hat if you haven't got one. Take a hat and put it on. You're absolutely freezing out there.
Yes, please.
Yeah, come on, only because I care. Let's bring Joe in on all of this. Joe, we've got lots of coldest evers and incredibly cold and ridiculously cold weather warnings. And you know, as Davy says, we've had a lot of those recently, haven't we?
Yes, and I do feel that many people, you know, the public are actually a little bit tired of it all, but it's done with a very, very good reason, and that is to just alert people to the fact that there could be a problem. And certainly over the next few days, we are looking at, you know, various travel problems. Up in Scotland at the moment, it's obviously lovely and clear, and temperatures, yes, they will get to minus double digits. But elsewhere in the country, we've also got dense freezing fog that's reducing visibility, and icy stretches on the roads, you know, widespread frost, late showers turning to ice. And these are very much things that are worth talking to people about. Driving back from work today, I've seen 2 cars in ditches. They obviously didn't know or didn't realise. And, you know, that's the upshot. So, yeah, we do need to be careful. And the interesting thing at the moment, from a weather point of view, is the fact that we've got this very, very cold air over the UK and Ireland. Think of that as being really, really heavy and difficult to move. Now, for us to transition to milder conditions, we need something to come along and move it. And we've got several incursions over the next few days. And these that come in, as they come in with their milder air and bump into the colder air, they're going to give some sleet or snow on the higher ground, possibly even to lower levels. It depends when they arrive. It depends on the track they take. And we've got one that arrives Saturday night into Sunday. Hopefully that's a time when people won't be traveling. Hopefully they won't even be out. So, you know, that one's not too much of a worry. But the one that comes through on Monday, the jet stream is still a long way south, and this low pressure system comes in across southernmost parts of England and Wales. Now, if that yields a lot of sleet or snow on its leading edge around about rush hour on Monday.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to stop you there, just on the brink of that warning, Joe. Thank you very much indeed.